It's Iran and their proxies who have threatened to retaliate against you and your team by killing you guys for taking out Soleimani.
Well, they haven't done that, and that would be a terrible thing for them to do, not because of me. If they did that, they would be obliterated. That would be the end. I've left instructions. If they do it, they get obliterated. There won't be anything left. And they shouldn't be able to do it. And Biden should have said that, but he never did. I don't know why, lack of intelligence, perhaps. But he never said it. If that happens to a leader, or close to a leader, frankly, if you had other people involved also, you would call for total obliteration of a state that did it. That would include Iran. So I'm signing.
Tonight, the world is holding its breath after a chilling warning from Donald Trump. A warning so direct, so powerful, it has sent shockwaves across nations, across governments, and into the heart of global security. Donald Trump has made one thing very clear. If Iran ever tries to assassinate him, he says the United States will respond with total destruction, not a small attack, not a warning strike, but complete and absolute elimination. His words were not soft, they were not hidden, they were loud, direct, and impossible to misunderstand. Trump said if anything ever happens to him, quote, the whole country of Iran will be blown up. This is not normal political talk. This is not casual speech. This is a former president of the United States sending one of the strongest warnings ever spoken in modern history. He went even further. Trump revealed that he has already given instructions that if Iran carries out an assassination, the response will be immediate and final. He said those instructions were to wipe Iran off the face of the earth. These words carry enormous weight, because Donald Trump is not just any man. He was president. He was commander-in-chief. He had full control of the most powerful military on the planet. And even now, his voice carries influence, power, and attention. This warning comes at a time when tensions between the United States and Iran are already dangerously high. The relationship between these two nations has been filled with anger, threats, and deep mistrust for many years. But this moment feels different. This moment feels personal. This moment feels like a line has been drawn. Trump made it clear he believes Iran has already thought about targeting him. He believes the threat is real. He believes the danger exists right now. And he wants Iran to understand one thing above all else. Do not try it. Because if they do, he says, there will be nothing left. The seriousness of this warning cannot be ignored. Nations are listening. Leaders are watching. Military experts are analyzing every single word. Because when someone with Trump's history makes a statement like this, the world pays attention. And tonight, the question on everyone's mind is simple. Is this a warning meant to prevent war? Or is this the kind of warning that brings the world closer to one? Donald Trump did not whisper this warning. He delivered it with absolute certainty. And what he said next made the message even more frightening. He said Iran would be obliterated, not damaged, not defeated, obliterated. He said there would be nothing left. These are words that carry enormous meaning. Obliterated means completely destroyed, gone, finished, erased. And Trump made it clear he was not joking. He said he had already planned for this possibility. He said instructions were already in place. Instructions that if Iran ever carried out an assassination against him, the response would be instant and overwhelming. This was not presented as an idea. This was presented as a decision already made. This changes everything. because it shows Trump believes the threat is serious enough to prepare for total war. To understand this moment, people must remember what happened years ago. In 2020, the United States carried out a deadly airstrike that killed Iran's top military leader, General Qasem Soleimani. That moment shocked the world. Iran was furious. Iran promised revenge. Iran said they would never forget, and ever since that day, the fear of retaliation has remained. U.S. officials have repeatedly warned that Iran could try to target American leaders, and Trump, as the man who ordered that strike, has remained at the center of that danger. Now, Trump is sending a message directly back. He is saying any attack on him will not just be answered, it will be answered with total destruction. Military experts say the United States has the power to carry out such destruction. The U.S. military is the strongest in the world. Its weapons are faster, stronger, and more advanced than anything most nations possess. Iran has a powerful military of its own, but it is nowhere near the size or strength of the United States. Trump knows this. Iran knows this. And now, the entire world knows this warning has been spoken. Behind these powerful words is a deeper fear, a fear that this conflict is no longer just political. It is personal. Donald Trump believes Iran sees him as a target, not just as a former president, but as the man responsible for killing one of their most important military leaders. For Iran, General Soleimani was not just a commander. He was seen as a national hero, a symbol of strength, a protector of the country. His death created anger that has never fully disappeared. Iran's leaders said revenge would come. They did not say when. They did not say how, but they said it would come. This is why Trump's warning matters so much. He believes the threat is still alive. He believes Iran may still be planning something. And instead of waiting in silence, he has chosen to respond with a warning of his own, a warning of complete destruction. Security experts say threats like this are meant to prevent action. They are meant to create fear. They are meant to send a message so strong that the enemy never dares to act. This is called deterrence. It means stopping something before it happens by making the consequences too terrible to face. Trump's message is simple. If Iran touches him, Iran will cease to exist as it is today. This raises serious questions. What does Iran think right now? How will Iran respond to these words? Will they stay silent, or will they answer back? Because in moments like this, words can become more than words. They can become sparks, and sparks can become fire. The world has seen conflicts begin with less than this. And tonight, the tension feels heavier than ever. What makes this warning even more serious is the power behind the United States military. The United States spends more on its military than any other nation on Earth. Its Air Force, Navy, and missile systems can reach targets anywhere in the world within minutes. This is not theory. This is reality. The United States has weapons capable of massive destruction. Weapons designed to end wars quickly. Weapons designed to overpower enemies completely. Trump understands this power. He commanded it once before. And now he is reminding Iran of exactly what that power can do. Military analysts say that if a full conflict ever happened between the United States and Iran, the destruction would be enormous. Cities could be destroyed, military bases could vanish, infrastructure could collapse, Lives could be lost on a massive scale. This is why Trump's words are being taken so seriously, because he is not describing a small response. He is describing total elimination, and Iran understands the danger of that possibility. Iran has its own military strength. It has missiles. It has soldiers. It has allies in the region, but it also knows the United States has unmatched global reach. This creates a dangerous balance. Both sides have power. Both sides have pride. Both sides refuse to show weakness. And when pride and power collide, history shows the results can be devastating. Tonight, leaders across the world are watching carefully, because peace often depends on restraint, and restraint is being tested right now. Trump's warning is not just a message to Iran, it is a message to the entire world. It is a declaration that any attempt on his life will trigger consequences beyond imagination. He said there would be nothing left of Iran. Nothing. These words are being discussed in government buildings, military headquarters, and intelligence agencies across the globe. Because threats like this can change the course of history, some experts believe Trump's warning is meant to protect himself. They believe he wants Iran to fear the consequences so deeply that they never attempt anything. Others believe these words increase tension. They believe strong threats can push enemies into stronger responses. This is the dangerous cycle of escalation. One threat leads to another. One warning leads to another. And slowly, the distance between peace and war becomes smaller. For ordinary people, this moment brings fear and uncertainty, because war between the United States and Iran would not stay contained. It would affect oil prices. It would affect economies. It would affect global stability. It would affect millions of lives. Right now, no missiles have been fired. No attacks have happened, but the words have been spoken. And sometimes words are where everything begins. The world is now waiting to see if this warning brings silence, or if it brings a response that could change everything. The most frightening part of this moment is not just what was said, it is what could happen if those words ever become reality. Donald Trump made it clear that he has already thought about the unthinkable. He has already prepared for the possibility that Iran could try to assassinate him. And he says he has already given the order for what should happen next. He said if Iran ever succeeds, the United States would wipe Iran off the face of the earth. That is not a small response. That is not a limited strike. That is the language of complete destruction. This shows Trump believes the danger is not imaginary. He believes it is real enough to plan for it now, before anything happens. Security officials in the United States have already increased protection around Trump. He is watched carefully. His movements are monitored. His safety is taken seriously because the threat from Iran has been discussed at the highest levels of government. Iran has never forgotten the death of General Soleimani. Iran has never forgiven the decision, and Trump was the man who made that decision. This is why Trump believes he remains a target. This is why he is sending such a powerful warning now. He wants Iran to understand that any attack will not just be answered. It will be answered with overwhelming force. Force that would change Iran forever. Force that would leave nothing behind. The purpose of this message is clear. Trump wants Iran to stop before even thinking about it. He wants fear to stop action. He wants the cost to be too high to risk, because in his mind, prevention is better than retaliation. But the danger remains, because when threats reach this level, the stakes become higher than ever before. Around the world, leaders and military experts are now reacting to Trump's warning. They understand that words like these are not spoken lightly. When a former president of the United States speaks about destroying an entire country, people listen carefully. They analyze every word. They measure every meaning because they know how quickly tensions can rise. Some experts say Trump is trying to show strength. They say he wants Iran to see him as untouchable. They say he wants Iran to know that any action against him would lead to consequences too terrible to imagine. This is about power. This is about fear. This is about sending a message that cannot be ignored. But other experts are worried. They say strong words can create strong reactions. They say threats can increase anger instead of stopping it. They say moments like this can push both sides closer to conflict instead of peace. Because when one side promises destruction, the other side may feel forced to respond. This creates a dangerous situation, a situation where pride, anger, and fear mix together. And when those emotions grow, calm decisions become harder to make. Right now, the world is watching carefully, watching Iran, watching Trump, watching every signal, every statement, every move, because the next step matters more than ever. The next step could decide whether this remains only words or becomes something far more dangerous. Iran has not forgotten the past. And the past is at the center of everything happening now. When General Soleimani was killed, Iran promised revenge. That promise was heard across the world. Iran's leaders said justice would come. They said the person responsible would face consequences. And Donald Trump was the person who gave that order. This created a permanent mark on the relationship between Trump and Iran. It turned political tension into something deeply personal. Iran has accused the United States of aggression. The United States has accused Iran of supporting violence. Trust between the two sides disappeared long ago. Now, Trump's warning adds a new layer of tension. He is telling Iran directly that any assassination attempt will not just fail. It will bring destruction beyond anything Iran has ever faced. Iran must now decide how to respond. They can remain silent. They can deny any plan, or they can respond with words of their own. Each choice carries risk. Each choice carries consequences, because this is no longer just about politics. This is about survival. This is about power. This is about fear. And when nations feel threatened, their reactions can shape the future of the entire world. Right now, the silence from Iran is being watched closely, because silence itself can carry meaning. And the world is waiting to see what comes next. What makes this moment even more serious is the timing. Donald Trump is not just a former president. He is also a powerful political figure with millions of supporters. His voice carries weight. His words influence people. His warnings are heard not only by enemies, but by allies as well. If Trump returns to power, he could once again control the full strength of the United States military. Iran understands this. Iran knows that Trump is not just speaking as a private citizen. He is speaking as someone who could become commander-in-chief again. This makes his warning even more powerful, because it is not just a warning about today. It is a warning about the future. Military experts say Iran must take this seriously. They must consider the consequences of any action, because the United States has the ability to respond faster and harder than almost any nation in history. Missiles can travel in minutes. Aircraft can strike with precision. Military forces can act with overwhelming speed. Trump is reminding Iran of this reality. He is reminding them that the United States holds enormous power, power that can reshape nations, power that can end conflicts permanently. This is why his words are being discussed across the globe. Because when someone promises obliteration, the world must listen. And tonight, every nation understands the seriousness of this warning. At this very moment, the world stands at a crossroads. Nothing has happened yet. No attack has taken place. No missiles have been launched. But the warning has been delivered. And that warning has changed everything. Donald Trump has drawn a clear line. He has told Iran exactly what will happen if they ever cross it. He said Iran would be obliterated. He said there would be nothing left. He said he has already given the order. This is one of the strongest warnings ever spoken between two powerful enemies. Now, the future depends on what happens next. Will Iran step back? Will Iran remain silent, or will this tension continue to grow? The answer to these questions could shape the future of global peace, because history has shown that great conflicts often begin with words, words that signal anger, words that signal fear, words that signal warning. Tonight, those words have been spoken loudly and clearly. The world is now watching carefully, watching closely, because everyone understands one thing. When warnings reach this level, the next move could decide the fate of millions. And until that next move comes, the world will remain on edge, waiting, listening, and hoping that these words remain only words.